Hello and welcome everyone. This is Preet Bokharia from group number 1. As you can see from the screen that we have developed an Android application whose name is stated as Hobby Hub application. So what is an Android application? An Android application is basically based on two languages. First one is XML and the second one is Java. So an XML is stated as extensible markup language. This why we are using this extensible markup language is because it provides various form controls and it is generally used for designing purpose, and it also supports some graphical user interfaces. That's why it is very useful in Android project. And the second language we discuss about is the Java. Java is the most preferable language in today's world, and it also provides some logic to our application, and it also supports the SQLite, that is the inbuilt database system for the Android Studio. So yes, we are using the Android Studio software for developing the application. And now let us just proceed to the Hobby Hub application that we have developed here. Okay, now as in this application we are able to see that there are two kinds of select categories for the two different users. First is for user and the second one is for the employee. So so in this application, in our application we have two different kinds of users. First is for the ordinary user. Now this ordinary user, we are considering him as a student or a learner, and the second or user which we are considering him as the employee or the teacher or any kind of faculty of a class. Okay, so let us just proceed for the for user button. Now as I click on this for user button, I have been transferred on this registration form where I have to fill up some necessary details for the user to be registered. Now why do I need to why do I need the user for the registration, and why I don't need any security for the user? Because the security because the ordinary users are free of the security, they don't require any security. Okay, and yes, and ordinary users are required to perform their registration on this users registration form. Why? Because employee are able to see their data in so that employee are able to see their data, and employee can understand an employee can understand a user in what kind of field he is interested in. Okay, so let us just register a sample user over here. Let us just provide some ID and name. Then yes, we can select these are the options provided that a user can be interested in. So yes, this list can be upgraded if the demands for the classes are increased. So yes, let me select the math classes. Then let me provide some address, let's say Althan Road, and let me provide some email address. Okay, so now we have just provided some details. Now when I submit this when I submit these details to when I click on this submit your details button, then the details for the users will be submitted to the database for the users registration form. Okay, so yes, so this toast message will be shown over here, that is users details successfully submitted. Now let us just view this users detail. Yes, so this is the users detail that we have just registered just now. Okay, now let us just register some another user. Let me say some name, and let me choose another field of interest. Let me say sports, and let it be the residency as Althan, and let it be some email address. Okay, now when I submit this button, when I click on this button, the toast message will be printed over here. Now whenever I viewed so now let's just tap on the view your details button. Yes, so another user over here is also registered to the database. So this is basically the database where our users information is getting stored. Okay, so now if I want to just delete the first user which we have just entered here, so let me just clear this area. Okay, so from this ID our user will be deleted, and yes, data successfully deleted, so our data has been deleted over here. Okay, so this is how the user can control his or her own details very easily. Okay, so let me say if I have to update some the second user which we have just entered just now, let me say we have to replace the name with that name with my name. Okay, then let us provide some residency as okay, good road, and let us provide some email address. Okay, now let me click on the update your details. So data successfully updated. So yes, now let us just check whether it is updated or not. Yes, so our detail for the second user is also updated now. So now let's just transfer to the main page of our application. So this is basically our main page of the application. Now let us log in as employee. So whenever I try to log in with the different username and different password, with the different username and different password, so login won't be see it shows us not successful toast message. So yes, we have to enter the right login and password. So this is the security feature we have provided for the employees data. And yes, the username, let's say it's admin. So yes, this is the default username and password we have set for the login as for the employees data. Yes, we can and yes, we can just change this password, but we haven't provided any functionality for this password changing function. So now let us just log in as employee. Let us just tap on this login as employee. Okay, so now this is the registration form for the employees. Okay, see, now the employees, now the inside this employees account, the employees can see the users details, whoever the users are registered to this applications database. Okay, so now let us just let us just tap on the view users details. Okay, so yes, this is the detail which we have just entered from the users registration form. Okay, now let me register an employee over here. So I will provide some ID, then provide some name. Okay, then experience in year. So let me say for example 10 years. Then specialty in field. So specialty is the occupation for an employee. So let me say it's maths, and anything you would like to share. So let me say, let me just write it as nothing. Okay, now this is this registration form 2 have some same functionality like that of users functionality. And yes, we just have to submit over here. Okay, employees details submitted successfully has been printed over here. So we have so that means that we have just successfully submitted the employees details. Now we will just tap on view your data. So this is the employees data and this is the users data. Now if I just want to upgrade this data, so let me say okay, and let it be okay, and let me just upgrade let me just click tap on this upgrade info. Okay, data successfully updated, so that means we have successfully updated our data. So view your data, and yes, it is updated. Now if I tap on this add classes button, Now this is the registration form for the classes, and yes, these classes are required for the user. So uh, why we are creating this class registration form, why we have created this class registration form is because so that whenever a user wants to search for whenever a user wants to search for a particular area and for a particular class, or for or for that particular area how many classes are available inside in that area. So that is the functionality why we had created this registration form for the class. So let me just enter some class id, then class name, let me just say there's classes maths class, and contact number, let it say 1234, and residency say Althan, and select area as you can yes, we have just provided some areas, that is Althan and Batar and so on. So let me select this Althan and provide review. Now this review will be referred by the users who just want to this review will be referred by the users who just want to attend the type of class, and can just refer to the experience of the user who have just attended the class. And yes, these reviews can be written by the employees of that class, or the owner of that class, that's it. Now I'm just writing it as nothing, and upload your class. So yes, we have just uploaded our class. Okay, that is our first class, and let me just upload the another class. Let me say uh, dance class. Okay, then contact number, let it be 1234, and address be, let it be Althan, area let it be Althan, and provide review as nothing. So let me just upload another class. Okay, now view classes. So another class have just been uploaded on the database. Now if I just want to search for this database, yes, we just have to go back to our main page, and uh, this data of classes can be viewed only by the users, and not just only by the users but even the employees of that class. Okay, so let me just tap on this for user search classes button, and yes, our area is Althan. So basically I will select this as Althan, and I will click I will just tap on this button, search button. Okay, so the particular area, like we have selected the Althan area, so particular area have been displayed on the database. Okay, now if I want to view the employees data, so employees data can be viewed from over this button by tap if I tap on this button. Okay, so this is the employees data. Now why we are displaying the employees data to the users, so that a user be able to see the experience of that person, be able to see the specialty of that person who is a teacher, or he or she is a faculty. Okay, so that's why we are displaying the employees data to the users, and users data to the employees information. Okay, and we can search the particular area from this from this area. Okay, so this was our demonstration for the for our application status as Hobby Hub, and yes, various changes we can do for this application, and yes, image uploading and various functionalities we can provide in future scope. So this was our demonstration for the application Hobby Hub. Thank you.